She had rehearsed this moment 1,000 times in her mind, what she would say, how she would breathe, how her heart would stay steady, but the instant she stepped into the quiet Seattle cafe and saw the man sitting at the table reserved for her blind date, her entire world jolted to a stop. She froze mid-step as her chest tightened painfully, the kind of ache that memory alone could never create. Because the man who slowly looked up, the man she was supposed to meet for the sake of moving on, was not a stranger at all. It was Noah Hartman, the first love she had sworn she'd buried years ago. The boy who once held her whole world in his hands. The man she had never truly stopped loving. If you believe in kindness, healing, second chances, and the surprising ways life brings people back at the right time, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support means everything. She forced herself to walk toward him, each step feeling like she was moving through thick, invisible water. Noah stood slightly as she approached, clearly shocked, clearly at a loss for words. And Anna Whitmore, who had built walls around her heart like a fortress ever since the night Noah left for New York and never looked back, suddenly found herself trembling. She had come here today hoping to close one chapter of her life, not reopen the oldest wound she carried. She had agreed to a blind date only because her sister insisted she needed closure, not from a person, she said, but from her own fear of trying again. Yet here stood the one person she never expected to see. The one person who made closure impossible. They sat across from each other like two echoes of the past, the air thick with everything unsaid, everything undone. Anna kept her hands around her coffee cup just to keep them from shaking. She could feel old memories pushing against her ribs, summer nights when they sat by the lake, promises whispered with the innocence of youth, the way he used to say her name like it meant something holy. And then the night he told her he received a life-changing opportunity in New York but didn't ask her to come with him. She had cried until sunrise. He had left without returning her call. And the years that followed turned her heart into something quiet, guarded, careful. The cafe around them hummed with soft conversations, but their table felt like a still photograph, untouched by sound or movement. Noah exhaled deeply, and in that breath she heard regret, longing, and something she wasn't ready to name. He told her he had moved back to Seattle 3 months ago after his father's passing. He admitted he had thought about reaching out to her every single day since then, but guilt kept him silent. He said life had taught him that ambition meant nothing when you had no one to share it with. Every word was a weight against her chest, pressing, stirring, unraveling. Anna listened, but part of her wanted to run. Because this wasn't the closure she came for, this was reopening. This was remembering. This was feeling something she had spent years trying to forget. She had become a woman who carried her pain like armor, who avoided anything that felt uncertain, who stayed within the safe boundaries of routine. Noah, without meaning to, had always been the opposite. He was possibility, risk, dreams bigger than their small hometown. She knew that if she let herself feel anything now, she might fall apart in front of him. But as she studied his face, the tired eyes, the softened expression, the way his fingers trembled slightly around his cup, she realized he wasn't the boy who left. He was a man now, shaped by loss and distance, humbled by the life he had chased. And somehow, despite all the years between them, the familiarity of him felt like a quiet returning home. The conversation slowly loosened the tightness in her chest. They spoke about their careers, where life had taken them, the people they became when they weren't together. Noah admitted he had achieved his dream job but lost the pieces of himself that mattered. Anna revealed her fear of trusting herself again, of opening up only to be broken once more. And then there was a moment, a long, suspended moment, where silence settled between them, and she realized they were both wondering the same thing. Were they meeting for closure, or was life giving them something entirely different? When Noah spoke again, his voice cracked almost imperceptibly. He said he would give anything to go back and choose her, choose them, choose the life they were supposed to build. He said losing his father made him understand the fragility of time, the cruelty of waiting too long. He apologized, not in a practiced way, but in the trembling voice of someone who had carried guilt for far too many years. Anna felt tears pressing behind her eyes, the kind that come from unresolved feelings finally rising to the surface. She told him she had spent years wondering why she wasn't worth fighting for. She admitted she had hated him, missed him, loved him, all at once. Saying the words felt like dropping a weight she had carried in silence. And in that admission, she realized she was not the girl left behind anymore. She was a woman who had survived heartbreak, built herself again, learned to breathe without him. Noah looked at her like he was seeing her for the first time. Not as the girl he left, but as the woman she had become. And something within her cracked open, soft and unexpected. Because she saw something too. She saw that this moment wasn't about choosing the past. It was about choosing what healed instead of what hurt. The afternoon sun shifted through the windows, casting warm light across their table, and for the first time since she walked in, Anna felt steady. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring. She didn't know if second chances worked in real life the way they did in stories. But she knew one thing with absolute clarity: closure wasn't walking away. Closure was understanding. Closure was honesty. Closure was letting herself feel without fear. As they stood to leave, Noah asked if he could walk her out. She nodded. Outside, the cool Seattle breeze brushed past them as if carrying away the weight of the years they lost. Anna realized her heart wasn't racing with panic anymore. It was steady, warm, hopeful. Not because their story was starting again, but because she finally understood she didn't need to be afraid of love. Not his, not anyone's, not the love she still carried within herself. If this story touched your heart, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support truly keeps these stories alive. Before you go, take a moment to comment one thing you believe about second chances. Your words might inspire someone today. And Anna, standing on the sidewalk with the man she once loved more than anything, took a deep breath. She didn't know if they would end up together or simply walk away on good terms. But for the first time in years, her heart felt open. Her story was no longer defined by heartbreak. It was defined by healing, courage, and the belief that life has a way of giving us exactly what we need, exactly when we're ready for it.